Now that's dealing specifically with athletic sports like throwing, catching, or using some form of athletic instrument. But how do gravity and levers work together inside of your body during exercise? So, as previously mentioned multiple times now, I'm going to keep saying it, your body's a machine subject to the laws of physics. The human body is made up of levers, bones are the levers, appendages are groups of bones as well, and they're acted upon by muscles, which cross over joints or fulcrums. Joint movement is then produced when the muscles crossing these joints contract and shorten. Now, all levers magnify resistance and force, and the universal laws of physics as they apply to levers work the same inside your body. So what this means is that all resistance exercises, any form of weight training that you perform, are all subject to the magnification of force, as well as a few other mechanical principles. Nothing too complicated, but understanding and complying with these principles allow you to work out with optimum efficiency. Basically, if you know this stuff and you start here and somebody who doesn't know this stuff, they start here, you're going to be miles ahead of them way faster just because you know more. Now remember when we talked about levers, the neutral and the perpendicular? Well, when a lever or bone is positioned at an angle such that the muscle is able to pull on it perpendicularly, it is called a mechanical advantage. Now this position is the most efficient angle from which a muscle can pull on a bone. So basically think about how your bicep looks at the conclusion of a bicep curl. The bicep is fully contracted, the forearm is as close to your upper arm as possible, and when a bone is positioned at an angle such that a muscle is only able to pull on it from an angle that is mostly parallel with resistance, this is what's called a mechanical disadvantage, because this is the least efficient angle from which a muscle can pull on a lever, and significantly more force is required to produce limb movement. So if you imagine my bicep connects up here and down here, a couple guys up here, and they have ropes, that's the bicep, connects to the forearm. It's a lot harder for them to pull from this angle than from this angle. This is mechanical advantage, and this is mechanical disadvantage. So basically, beginning a bicep curl when your upper arm and forearm are parallel with gravity is good, long story short. And then there are various angles between the perpendicular and the parallel from which a muscle can pull on its lever or bone, and these additional angles represent the resistance curve start to finish. So just imagining the arc that a dumbbell would be making. When I was performing a bicep curl, it's going to start off at the mechanical disadvantage, and then it's going to go to 90 degrees. This is going to be a 100% active lever, and then the forearm is going to get as close to the upper arm as possible, being fully contracted, and this is going to be a mechanical advantage. Now this is just the mechanical aspect of it, but it should also be mentioned that the bicep is, of course, weakest here and strongest here, as it needs to be. So this would be following the correct resistance curve. But anyway, so that's the simplified version of the resistance curve, at least demonstrated with the bicep, but all of the muscles in your body follow these rules. And for an exercise to be maximally beneficial or efficient, the active lever or bone should pass through this exact resistance curve.